takes me a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I can't read my fucking text.
That's 14 font.
16. I've made it big
16?
so I can read it.
Who's your money line?
South Carolina Gamecocks beat
Oh.
LC. We're live.
I've got so many files on that eCam right now that finding the right file is almost impossible. I think I did it. So welcome into the show. It is Thursday. Thank God. It's McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That's Tyler Siskey.
What it is.
How are you?
Well, we went live there for about 10 seconds.
It's okay. Be all right.
There's no time. It's a good thing I put my clothes back on before we went live.
That's true. Yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing.
It's a joke, Mom. It's a joke.
Our buddy Cole Catalano's here, back from
Straight from MMA practice.
straight from MMA.
What's our MMA record right now?
Official BMMA is the technical.
Okay. What's the record?
BMMA is
2-1.
2-1. How bad was the one?
It was tough. He was levels above me. We'll put it that way.
Gotcha.
It was
135, right? You're fighting 135?
like 137.
And what about the guy that you beat in boxing that talks all the shit? What's his name? Derek. What's his last name? Derek. I know he's from.
I don't know his last name, actually.
All right. It's the guy you probably, I don't know how much you follow it, but it's the Better Media Derek that talks all the shit in the press conferences for Jake Paul. He boxed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a little boxing match. And did you dot him up? Did you drop him?
I was told to. Yuri at one point did say kind of pump the brakes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because we're training partners together.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so those who are new to the show, Cole moved to Miami, and he does all of our social media. It's for folks from here, so he's back in town for the ball game. So he's in the studio today, man. It's like having the trio back. We haven't been together since like Boise, huh?
Not since Boise. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
That game this year's on December the 23rd. That would have been out. O-U-T out. No way.
Neal, you know what I'm going with today? Do you see how heavy I'm coming in today?
Oh, you're going with the Thermogenic Rain Inferno Red Dragon.
The Red Dragon for Mega Rain Thursday.
How about that?
Ready to go.
I'm glad somebody is. I'm not feeling super duper confident with my picks today. I spent the normal amount of time on them. I don't have that as an excuse, but I just didn't feel good about many of them, which doesn't mean much, but I found no money lines at all. And so I went a different route with the money line. I literally did not find a money line that I liked.
I'm fisting to piss off the
I
world
take that
today with my
wrong.
picks.
There were two money lines that I played with, but I decided to go with the bigger number.
The before we get Kane in here, because I know he's fisting to dial in.
Let me tell you this real quick.
Yep.
Before we get going, we're brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams, natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. So check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
And also, the Cooper Chevrolet chat is already bumping. Everybody's ready for the picks. They're ready for Make It Rain. They're ready for Kane on Make It Rain Thursday. During September, get a 3.9% financing for 72 months on the new Chevy Silverado crew cabs and no payments for 90 days at Cooper Chevrolet Buick in Anniston. Go to cooperchevrolet.com for details. And also, Neal, I didn't know if you were aware of this. We're also brought to you by Bushnell.
I knew that.
Bushnell is known for quality optics for over 70 years in the hunting, shooting, and tactical categories. They sell a variety of optics products ranging from the rifle scopes to shooting scopes, and of course, your favorite, my favorite, binoculars. Go to Bushnell. We'll put the link in social media. Cole, do not let me forget. I always forget to do that until YouTube lets us post without kicking me out.
I had a YouTube problem this morning that set me back. Luckily, my daughter Caroline caught it. We worked through it, got it resolved. Took a little minute. It's a little frustrating.
I can imagine.
But we got it done.
Yeah,
Got it done.
So when I put the link in the chat from the other day, it kicked me off.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the show, I said, "Oh, here's my tech."
They think it's spam
Yeah.
still.
They kicked me off. I didn't practice the intro. As you can tell, the man, the myth, the legend, head football coach of the South Alabama Jags that has made me shave. I'm shaving, man. You made me shave my stuff.
You did. It looks so much better, by the way.
I feel bad because it's my fault, Kane. I'm to blame. I had the soul patch and the mustache, and you're 0-2 when I wear that thing. So I'm going back to clean shaven because you won the last time clean shaven. So I'm bringing the I'm bringing the juice back for you this week. It's my fault.
Well, thank God, because I thought it was all of our hard work. You know what I mean? That just didn't come to fruition on game day.
It's because I had this. It wasn't really the mustache. It was the soul patch that did it.
You shaved that thing because Erin finally looked at you and went, "Stop."
She did. I came home after the show. I did it to mess with Kane last week, and then when I got home, she was pissed at me. She's like, "What?" And I'm not going to repeat what she said, but she said, "What? Basically, what the hell are you doing?" Hey, Kane, I forgot to tell you about this. Do you know what? I know you're locked in about this. Do you know what is this weekend in Talladega, Alabama?
No.
We got the fall race this weekend. I know you got something going on this weekend. Kane went with me to a race.
I did.
We had a good time.
We did.
Is that something you regretted when it was over, Kane, or
tell the truth? No. Kane, tell the truth.
No. Like I didn't grow up around NASCAR. Never really been to races before. Never seen anything like it. Right. So like I came in knowing nothing other than, watching the movie Cars with my sons. Right. Like that's about all I knew, and was blown away by like just the energy of it. The cars themselves are incredible. I mean, I could have listened to them go by 500 times, and we did.
We did.
And we did, and it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not 500. It's how many times do they go around in Talladega?
It's 200, right?
It's 188. It's 2.66 miles.
188 laps. Daytona's 200 laps, right?
Daytona's 200 laps because it's 2.5 mile track.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You don't realize how big those tracks are until you get out there either. I mean, but that was cool. The day before was really cool because we're in the pits. We're actually seeing a race go by. We're meeting the crew that they're fighting their tails off. They're in the, AAA ball league, basically, fighting to get up to the top spot. And it was amazing. It was really cool. The one? So Cisco's got some hookups, man.
Yeah, we got a good group. We had a good group. Was that the one where the guy that played, Thomas Prater that played for me at St. Paul's, was that the one that he was racing on Friday?
Yeah.
So that was
him.
Yeah, that was fun. And then our is it Cooper Chevrolet take care of us and got us. We got the hot passes and the drivers meetings and all that stuff. It's good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That was cool.
It's not normal.
I've been twice with him. The second time, I guess it was the first time. The first time I met one driver that was racing in the race, and he was like, "Hey, my name's Ricky Stackhouse Jr.
Stenhouse,
right? Ricky Stenhouse. Hey, man, I like this guy. Like, I'm going to root for him in the race, and he ended up winning the damn thing. It was incredible. It's a great weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was when he was dating Danica Patrick, and she didn't want to hang out with us.
She did not.
No.
Well, yeah, Siskey had a soul patch back then, and she didn't.
I mean, I can't say I blame her.
She was taking Ricky away from the group. We were having a good time. And anyway, hey, I know I don't have you for long. Hey, our good friend Bob from Monster Energy, his son. We were just talking the other day. His son's playing D3 ball, and they got a long trip to Huntington. It's like an 8.5 hour bus ride, and it got me thinking. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. What's the longest as a coach or a player? What's the longest bus ride you ever had to a game?
Oh, we went. My first year, I was at UT Martin. I was the quarterbacks coach at UT Martin for Jason Simpson, who's an awesome dude and a great coach, and is still there. On his 2006 was his first year. This was 2010. His son, playing for Bama, or one of the quarterbacks, I guess, playing for Bama. But we had I think it took us 13 hours. I don't think it was supposed to take us 13 hours to get to Hammond, Louisiana. And we got, I think it was supposed to take 11. Like, if you look it up right now, I think it's like a 10.5, 11 hour deal, but somehow we got caught up in a deal. I think maybe we stopped. I can't remember, but it ended up being a 13-hour trip, and we played a 6 p.m. kick and lost in like overtime, and then came back.
Oh my God, that's a brutal drive back. Oh my God,
it was a it was one of those that tests your mettle whether or not you want to be in coaching at that point, and
Because you get back and have to jump into film and get ready for the next one right away,
yeah,
right?
you were getting ready for the next one and rolling. I mean, those are the things that I think fans don't understand is like how quickly you're dealing with the loss and also how urgently you're getting ready for the next opportunity to win, and there's a 36-hour period there where you're grieving, you're going through the stages of grief and the hope of what you can do the next week all in the same time. And it's gut-wrenching on your body.
I think, how you mess with me we joke, but it's true. I'm genuinely a glass half full positive person, right?
Yeah.
All right. Kane has seen me in my darkest moment. Going through this, Kane was like, dude, you got to calm down. You're an asshole. Like it makes positive people cranky.
See, this is one of the reasons that sometimes I'm the opposite of you. I'm not necessarily pessimistic, but I have a tendency, like if the negative outcome's out there, I'm emotionally prepared for it. Like the Cubs this week, everybody's like, I bet you're just devastated. I'm like, no, I knew this was coming. I was totally braced for this. It's like as it has unfolded this week, I've been like, oh well. I mean, I just was braced for it. I mean, it's what I expected. I expected a choke. Yesterday when they were ahead like 3-0, I'm like, they're going to lose. And then I thought they would, and they did. And I was like, there you go.
Like, damn.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I saw your dad at Kroger here in Oxford earlier this week.
I see him at Kroger 3 times a week. I think we go at the same time.
Your dad's not over the grieving process from Central Michigan. He's still very much in the early stages of grief. I was wondering, like with you obviously you can't do that. Even if you want to do that, if you want to wallow in it, you can't. You got to move on. What is the process in your mind when you go, okay, look, man, as pissed off as I am, I've got to move to the next?
Yeah. I'm sure he was probably just wandering the halls of Kroger, you know what I mean? Just aimlessly in anger.
I usually catch him around.
He did have a cart, so he was doing something.
I usually catch him around the frozen pizza is about where I run into him.
Yeah. It gets as a head coach, it's harder, it's different, than an assistant. In certain ways, it's still hard on assistants and coordinators and all that stuff, especially, when your side of the ball doesn't play well or whatever it may be. But you're just responsible for every answer, right? And we had, we had a situation at the end of the game where we had a player that didn't handle a situation the right way, and caused a personal foul penalty that certainly was costly, to say the least, in the game. At the end. And so those are the things, right, that you think about all the people that you represent, that you feel like, man, I gotta find a way to get this player back and get him on the right page and doing things the way that he is certainly capable of doing. And so my point in saying all that is you just have to say, look, I can do the best that I can on that given week to get our team prepared. And then identify the things that we didn't do well enough and just stay focused on those things. And I did remind myself and the team, I shared with them the quote from Teddy Roosevelt about the man in the arena. I would rather at the end of my career, at the end of my life, be the man in the arena that stood there and fought the fight and made the mistakes and went through the adversity and learned from the success and failure of everything, right? As opposed to a person that wasn't. And so that's for me. And that's what, in those darkest hours, that kind of helps me see this on more of a broader picture. It's not every single game win and loss. It's more about how do you live in this profession, day in and day out, long term.
Yeah, I was, when Kane was around me, I struggled. I struggled. I was not in a good mood. And then Kane was one that would talk sense into me. He was but Batoon wasn't with me. Batoon, when he was with me, he was my voice of reason. And then Kane would talk to me and like get me back down to normal. I'd be really.
I will say, I mean, I don't handle every game well all the time, but I will say that's been, I think, a reason I felt like I can navigate this profession that I do. You figure out how to move forward, how to stay in them.
And I'm not just saying this because you're my friend, but you are really you make a lot. You can talk sense into people. You're really good at it. So even though you're probably just as pissed as I am, he always used to say I didn't my filter was broken, so that was my problem. Shocker.
Glad that's fixed before you got on the
glad that was fixed. Hey, my filter's still on because we could have a really good podcast if we wanted to. But anyway,
the FCC would disagree, but yeah, sure. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so this week got a big game. Obviously, this week 11 a.m. national TV. So make sure everybody tunes in 11 a.m. ESPNU. You're taking on James Madison, who's 4-0. Question I wanted to ask you because you've been basically at South Alabama since this big, in my opinion, the big transition. What do you think has happened in the Sun Belt? I've spent time in the Sun Belt on 2 different stints. What do you think has happened in the league? Like, it's the best group of 5 league in the business. And, I mean, like, you got to play, like, your cross-division, opponents right now. You got to play Marshall. You got to play James Madison. Both those teams are undefeated and have, Power 5 wins. And so what do you think has changed kind of in the league that's made the Sun Belt Conference so deep of a conference?
Well, I think, obviously – you've gotten some really storied programs that have come in the last few years. You think about the history of App State, Georgia Southern, that came into the league 5-6 years ago. Recently, James Madison, Southern Miss, those are all great teams. But the staple teams have just continued to grow their programs and gotten better and better and better. And certainly we're one of those teams in that. But when you look at it, think about the resources that have been put into these Sun Belt programs over the last 5, 6, 8 years. I mean, there was a significant investment that was made by the universities, by the communities around into football facilities, resources to make them relevant in college football, and then individuals as a team capitalized on those investments. And so that's really special. From that standpoint, I think conference realignment has positioned the Sun Belt to kind of become the premier group of 5 conference in college football. And I think we're still pushing in that rapidly. And those things are going to continue, over the next few years. But this is a very competitive league. And really, even when you look at the bottom, in terms of the rankings of the league, like last season, those teams were able to knock off either Power 5 opponents or had, finished and won maybe a game or 2 against teams that finished on the top of the league. So I think that's a pretty indicator of just a healthy football, conference.
It's just the league for me. When I was in it, it was like you never knew who was going to be at the top. It could be Arkansas State this year, Western Kentucky. I mean, I remember when we were with Freeze and we won at Arkansas State, we played Western Kentucky the very first game of conference play. We were the worst teams in the league the year before, but we went undefeated in the league, and they lost. Their only loss was to us. Like, you just never know, but there just seems to be, probably like you was talking about with resources and everything else, it's gotten to where instead of having 1 or 2 teams at the top, everybody's winning games. Everybody's winning non-conference games.
That was the that was the game, right? You didn't realize that those were the 2 best teams in the league that year. Ended up getting a 4th down stop to win the game, if you remember.
Oh, I remember. We had they get a 4th down conversion. They're going to be able to run out the clock. There is no, they had to stop it. We were out of timeouts, and we were on defense. They're about at our 35-yard line-ish, and they went empty, guy scrambles, and he was on our sideline, and it was very obvious that he was short. Like, his knee hit, and he extended the ball. They gave it to him, okay? I mean, we're inside of a minute. All they got to do is take a knee, and they're done. They were in empty personnel. All they had to do was go snap the ball, take a knee, and they didn't. They went to 14 personnel. They changed people. They let the clock unnecessarily run down to 1 second on the play clock. Like, the game clock was down at 15 or whatever. They could have snapped it. They didn't, and with 2 seconds on the clock, they blow it dead to look at it. They backed him up, put time back on the clock.
Oh.
They backed him up, And then I will never forget this. So his dad, Dave Wommack, was our defense coordinator. And he says, hey, get Hugh on the headset. And he's like, Hugh, I'm sending them all. And Hugh didn't even hesitate. He goes, do it. He literally, I'm sure you probably got a call like this or whatever.
Goal
But
line signal.
he literally put all 11 guys. Like, we didn't cover wide receivers, nothing. And he just put all 11 guys come off the edge. And I can't remember who it was, but one of the corners, the 9 people we had coming off the edge, one of the corners swipes the leg of the guy, and we stop them. 2-play scoring drive, score a touchdown, win the game.
Oh, wow.
And that's
awesome.
And because of that, you're talking about the butterfly effect. Because of that, Hugh Freeze became the head football coach at Ole Miss.
Well, and a number of other things, but yeah, I mean, that was certainly a moment, that things really turned around for the program. I mean, it's pretty awesome, to go on a 10-year run, pretty much after that too. So imagine if he didn't, how long he would have walked around those Kroger aisles. You know what I mean?
There'd have been some wandering.
Aimlessly walking,
All right, I got this last thing. I'll get you out of here because I know you got your coordinator meetings. All right, so when we get done with you and you go and you do while you're doing your coordinator meetings, talking about important things, Neal and I are also having a big meeting. We do our Make It Rain picks against the spread. That our competition starts as soon as we hang up with you. I am struggling. Okay, I haven't got off to the best start. Neal has me beat right now by 1.65 units, which is unacceptable for me. Is there any way I can talk you into giving me like a pregame hype up speech for my picks before we get started today?
I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have a great one in the chamber for this, but I will say, all right, I'm going to put some Latin down on you here. Fortis fortuna aduvate, which is fortune favors the bold.
Ooh.
And so fortune favors the bold. You play the game one way, right? You've been in the big moments before, Cisco. You know what it takes
in the arena
to execute at a high level. And so it's time to pull the trigger and to play fast, my friend. Play bold.
I will play bold today for you. I will play bold today.
Thanks, Kane. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to call me after Neal, and I'll give you one.
Listen, I'm sure you're a hell of a pep talker. There's nothing you can do to help me. This is a hopeless case. This is I do we do this at 2:00. I do my prep around noon Thursday. So yeah, there's just we didn't put a lot of time into the picks this week. Let's put it that way. We just sort of rolling it out there. We're sending all 11. Whatever happens, you know.
Sick 'em. I appreciate you, brother. Tell everybody we said hello. Take care of my man, Spittoon. Jay's up. Let's go get a big dub on Saturday morning. I'll be watching.
Good luck Saturday.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, bub. My man. I should have prepped him on the Talladega talk. I'll make sure. We had a good time. It's this weekend. Greg's mad at me that I'm not coming in town. I got too much stuff going on with the kids. We got to go, dude. I got to get you there.
I'd go. It's one of those deals in the fall. It's hard. If it fell on the right weekend, I'd go.
It's fall and spring. They do.
I'll go.
They do too. Because Kane, that's what I was trying to get him to tell you, and he was about to, but Kane was like you, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. And so I talked him in. I don't remember how I did it. I somehow got him. I think we went to watch during spring practice on a Friday or something, watch the kid practice, and I talked him into staying the weekend. And we had the setup, man. Play golf. We go to the race on Friday, wake up, go to golf Saturday morning, go to drivers' meetings, stay in the pits, all that stuff. AJ handled the VIP and the other stuff, and we went to the concerts. It was good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right, Neal. Do you know what time it is?
I do. And the more I just get the
You
closer
starting to get anxiety?
I get not anxious. I just know how close I am to this being awful this week. I've got a few. Grind just mentioned one that I had the other side of, which immediately made me go, nope, that's out.
Grind. You're killing my guy,
Oh,
man.
my
You're
God.
killing his
I
confidence.
mean, there is no confidence.
Neal, I don't know if you know this, but we have a special guest here with us today. Cole Catalano is here.
Yes, I'm aware. I mentioned
I
that
didn't know if you
earlier
were-
in the
I
program.
didn't know if you were aware of that. But he is here to witness in person Make It Rain Thursday with McCready and Siskey. Powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. And your boy, see, I've been hitting those rainstorms.
Yeah.
And this is like, like if you've been drinking like one beer your whole life,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you hit like 10.
Or if you've been drinking like Michelob Ultra and all of a sudden you actually have a beer. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. You feel it. Yeah.
The old thermogenic is pumping through the veins. It's got me juiced up. There is no telling where this show is about to go.
That's not good. I mean, that's great. That's great. I'm so excited.
Because I'm like, I'm getting low. I can legitly feel it. This stuff is great.
Yeah, there's another bottle right there.
Yeah, that's hot though. I gotta go. If I go two more,
Probably room temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. All right, here we go. Make it rain. Would you like to start us off, or would you want me to start us off?
You go ahead because I'm in a little scramble mode here.
All right. Neal, I'm going to start this bad boy off on Friday evening. The Utah Utes are traveling to Oregon to take on the Oregon State Beavers.
Mm-hmm.
Utah is getting 3.5 points. Oregon State favored by 3.5 at home. But that's not where I'm going, Neal. I am taking the Oregon State Utah under
Okay.
44.5.
Oh, okay.
I think this is going to be a big-time defensive game. I think Oregon State has been scoring points, but Utah is very good on defense. They kind of fit what slows these guys down. I don't trust the points period because I don't trust DJ at quarterback with Oregon State. Utah's good on defense. I think this is a really low-scoring game. I'm taking it under 44.5 on Friday night.
Okay. Well, I'm starting tonight. With the rivalry game, a sneaky rivalry game that people don't ever know this is a rivalry, but it is.
Are we taking my boys?
Middle Tennessee is
not that
heading to Western Kentucky in Bowling Green.
Yep. Old Sunbelt. Now they're Conference USAs.
Western Kentucky's been playing pretty well. They're a 7-point favorite, and it's more than enough. Western Kentucky -7 over Middle Tennessee tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Going with
It's in Bowling Green, huh?
It's in Bowling Green. The Hilltoppers.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, Neal.
Yep. I like Western Kentucky, by the way. When I was in college, I went there a couple times. Went to a couple parties at Western Kentucky. It was fun.
They did Ross
Big
Bjork.
time basketball environment.
Ross Bjork used to be the AD at Western Kentucky.
Yep.
I don't know if you knew this or not.
I did.
He did one of the best stadium redesigns maybe ever done in college football. There used to be the rule where you had to have 30,000 seat stadium because you remember that's why Monroe used to play Arkansas in Little Rock every year and counted as a home game or whatever so they could get attendance. He took down the visiting side and made it suites to make the attendance, the numbers lower, and so they started selling out the stadium and was able to raise ticket prices. He did a really good job there. That is a beautiful stadium and where it's located on campus.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's like literally in the center of campus. It's awesome. All right, Neal, my second game. My Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Fighting Billy Napiers are on the road for a huge game.
Another
SEC
game in the
East.
state of Kentucky.
The Bluegrass State, I hear.
Yeah.
Lexington, Kentucky.
That's correct.
The Gators are getting 1 point. It's practically a pick 'em. You can't pick the money line on this game because even the underdogs are minus money.
Oh, you're right. Actually, they changed it a little bit.
Okay.
Florida right now is a +102.
So they're barely plus money now.
Kentucky is a -122. This line, by the way, is 1.5.
Oh, it moved to half a point. Well, Neal, it doesn't matter because the total is 44, and I'm going under 44. That's two unders in a row, Neal.
Yeah.
I'm going under 44. Both good defenses. Both offenses can't move the ball versus air. I think it's a defensive battle. The first team whose punter doesn't cramp up will win this game.
Okay. The first team whose punter doesn't cramp up.
That's who will win this game.
At 11 a.m., well, noon Eastern in Lexington. I mean, they could technically have some cramps.
They could.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of punts going on, a lot of defense.
So
a lot
you're
of
saying
position.
this is the Midall Bowl.
This is, if you like defense, this is your week. If you like offense, start watching the NFL because you're not going to see much offense this week.
Okay. All right. I am going to stick with the team next that's been good to me. You know what? I'm a loyal guy. Prove that with my lifetime addiction to
San
the
Diego
Cubs.
State says hi.
They're on my list. They're on the.
Hey, I said something. I don't know where. I don't know. Our friend Dave at Mach 10 Sports was talking to me this week. He goes, "Hey man, what's Neal's connection to San Diego State?" I just started laughing. He was convinced that you had some kind of connection to San Diego State. So no, just likes the unis.
Maryland's been good to me.
Oh, don't do it to our guy, man.
The Maryland Terrapins have been really good to me. They've taken care of me. I've rolled with them twice, 2 different times. They've said, "Neal, thank you, sir. You know what? For your show of loyalty to us, we're going to reward you." And I've said, "Thank you." So today, as a sign of my growing affection for the Maryland Terrapins, I'm going to lay 14 points at home against the Indiana Hoosiers. I don't know what your cheer is, Maryland, but I'm with you. Got an odd state flag, but it's okay.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's got a lot of stuff to it.
It is a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I know those are your guys.
Well, they both are.
I know.
They both are. I'm not picking this game.
I understand.
I don't disagree with your pick. I just need my man.
Neither does Vegas. Maryland's a minus 650 money line.
Yeah, man.
Vegas is saying, don't do it. So
I love my guys in Indiana. I need them to get a dub or so, but I love me some Tom Allen. All right. Let's see where we're going with this bad boy. Oh, here we go. Neal, at 2:30 on Saturday, the oldest rivalry in the South is taking place.
ULM and Appalachian State?
Oh, no. The Georgia Bulldogs are going to Jordan-Hare Stadium.
You're about to piss Grind off a second week in a row.
How do you know? You don't know I'm going to go. You don't know what I'm picking.
We're trying to grow an audience. And you're going to run him off.
I love me some Grind, though. Me and Grind are tight. He's from Mobile, Birmingham, Clay Chalkville. I talked to Coach Gilmer at Clay Chalkville today, by the way. Really, the Auburn Tigers, my Fighting Hugh Freezes, he's got to find a quarterback.
Yep.
But it's not going to matter who he finds this week, Neal. It's going to be a defensive battle. And I'm not going where you think I'm going. Georgia is favored by 14.5. As you can see a trend, Neal, I'm coming. My man said, Kane Wommack said, fortune favors the brave.
Bold
and brave. I added brave because I'm thinking about the Braves.
Yeah.
I'm going under 46 points. I don't think anybody can score. I think Auburn's defense is legit. I think Georgia's defense is legit. I think both offenses struggle. I'm going under 46. I'm going Georgia at Auburn for the third under in a row, under 46 points.
How about that? Okay. All right. I'm branching out a little bit next. Haven't touched either one of these two teams. I don't think I've ever bet on either one of these two teams. Going to Las Vegas. Going to Vegas.
Really?
Missed our time in Vegas. Cole's here. We had a good time in Vegas. UNLV playing really well under first-year coach Barry Odom.
This is facts.
They entertain the Hawaii Rainbow Fighting Warriors or whatever they are.
Rainbow Warriors.
Hawaii sometimes will pull things off away from home. They don't typically, at home, they don't typically pull it off away from home.
Talking about road trips.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And playing close against Vanderbilt doesn't count. Give me UNLV minus 11 against Hawaii.
Wow, they're getting 11 points. They're giving 11 points.
11 points.
That's a lot of points. You feel good about that?
No. I didn't say that. I mean, no. But, I'm doing it. I mean, why not?
All right, serious question.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this competition, and there's all kinds of games out there. And you go to UNLV Hawaii, like that one struck you.
It did. It did. I actually researched for an hour and a half today. So
All right, what did you see on
I
that
don't
one?
remember. I just remember reading something about it. And that sounds good.
That's good stuff.
I don't remember exactly. It's been a day.
It's been a day. All right, Neal, my fourth pick. At 8:30 on Saturday night.
Grind's immediately going, that's a lot for UNLV. I'm like, come on, man.
You're supposed to say that before he locked it in. At 8:30 on Saturday night, Neal.
Oh, I think we have the same one here. Go ahead.
I bet we don't.
Okay.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, we do.
I bet we don't.
Oh, okay.
Is going into Start Vegas. Alabama's favored by 14.5 points, Neal.
Yep.
Mississippi State found a little bit something on offense last week. They pushed the ball downfield successfully.
They did against South Carolina.
They did. This week, it's not going to work so much.
Yeah, because South Carolina and Alabama are kind of different.
They're different in the back end just a little bit.
Just a little.
Alabama.
Sort of like
Stop. The Alabama Crimson Tide is feeling really froggy.
What does that mean?
Feeling froggy? That means jump, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I asked, YouTube. It's my fault.
It's the rain's fault. The Crimson Tide are feeling froggy because they had 2 quarters of good offensive football. And was it really good offensive football, or were they just able to lean on a team that they kept that was tired for being on the field for 800 days? I think there's some false sense of security in Tuscaloosa.
Oh.
And for that reason, Neal,
I
am taking the Mississippi State Alabama under. See what I went 4 unders on you. Under 47. I don't think either team can score. I'm so disappointed. That's the last under I have. I've got 4 unders. I'm so disappointed in the offensive performance of this league, and then having good defenses. I think this is free money weekend on unders on a couple of these games because there's really good defenses playing really bad offenses with Kentucky and Florida, Alabama, Auburn and Georgia, and Alabama, Mississippi State. I just don't think. I think they're going to have Mississippi State's going to have a tough time scoring. I think Alabama probably covers this game, but I think it goes under 47.
Okay.
At the Cooper Chevrolet chat, Nathan Turgeon said, getting really close to that 45-minute mark. Dude, when you hit the Inferno, it cuts it off by like 20 minutes. It's the 25-minute mark. As soon as Kane was done talking, I was a little juiced up.
Last week, the Fighting Air Force Falcons.
A lot of talk about the Air Force Falcons.
Went to San Jose State, not exactly the easiest place to play, and destroyed them. 25 points. Week before that, they beat Utah State 18 points. Beat a good Sam Houston State team. You know what's happening on Saturday night?
Who they got?
At home.
Against San Diego State?
San Diego State.
I can't help it.
God bless America. Air Force minus 10.5 against San Diego State.
Now, what did they do to piss you off? You used to pick them every week, and now you're going against them every week.
I just picked their games. Look, if they win, they win. But they're not winning Saturday, and they're going to get blown out at Air Force. Air Force is going to do the thing.
Wow.
Air Force is doing the thing Saturday.
Wow.
Yep.
You just shitting all over San Diego State.
No, but I'm a patriot.
Okay. It's fair enough.
I love my country. If you say, who are you for? The Aztecs or the United States Air Force Academy? I'm for the Air Force Academy. I mean,
what's their mascot name?
Falcons.
Good uniform game?
It is a pretty good uniform game. Air Force.
They mix it up though.
They mix it up a little bit. They have good suits.
We played them in the Arizona Bowl. They wore the A10 Warthog. Is that what they're called? A10 Warthogs. Special uniforms. So they had like a big shark on the side of the head. It was kind of unique uniform. They were in all black. All right, Neal. There is a rumor going around that Cole brought a special guest with him.
Oh, Cole did.
Cole, did you bring a special guest with you? He's on a plane with you?
Oh, how about that? Cole, this I'm not sure whose fault it is.
Hello, Neal.
But
What's up, Scoops?
Hello, Joker.
Oh, Scoops McCready. How we doing?
I'm great, Joker.
Neal, I came in the flight from Boca Raton this morning with Cole. We were discussing some things. And I told him I was coming to the show to save Tyler's ass. Again. But, Neal, there's going to be a bunch of people watching a game out in Boulder, Colorado this weekend. I didn't know if you heard.
Oh, they're still playing?
They still play football.
They didn't shut it down?
Not yet. They've made a lot of excuses this week.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I saw where Coach Prime said, hey, if you're going to get me now.
Yeah, if you're going to get me now. This week, it's not personal.
It's not personal this week either,
It's
is it?
Respect Week in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
You know, I find it funny that he keeps saying that coach, that he doesn't know anybody's name. He doesn't know his own player's name unless they're his kids.
Oh, are you saying, Joker, you don't think that Deion Sanders knows Lincoln Riley's name?
No, he just calls him that coach.
That coach.
He does know that he was at Oklahoma and now is in California. He doesn't even know if he's in Los Angeles. He just knows he's in California. But he will know Saturday night because Caleb Williams is going to set a modern-day NCAA record. He is going to throw for 6,849 yards.
How many did
night.
Bo Nix throw for last week?
Bo Nix, he threw for 2,464 yards. Career day.
So you're saying, so Caleb's going to triple that number, basically?
Triple.
Wow.
Triple.
Well, that would put USC at around 200 and some odd points.
Yes.
I like the over.
Yes. The over is good on this one, but that's not where I'm going, Neal.
Of course not.
The Joker, as promised, who is 2-0. The Joker's 2-0. The Joker's going for the turkey. He's going for the 3-0. I'm taking USC minus the 21.5. It's free money. They're giving out free money in Boulder, Colorado. All the fans, all you new guys, just make sure that you get your coach to the game and make sure he knows his players' names and everybody else he's going against. It'd be a good start. Good start, Neal.
That would be a good start.
So, Scoops,
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you at the Colorado press conference when you can ask Deion who they're playing next week. Maybe when do they play Stanford? Because it'll be personal again.
It's got to get personal again soon. Cole's looking up the schedule for you, Joker.
It'll be personal again to Stanford week. But I'm taking
October 13th.
Oh, so that's coming up.
Couple weeks. What are your thoughts on San Diego State, Joker?
Scoops, I don't know what San Diego State did to you. Did they not allow you to come to the press conference because you're not triple masked?
That is correct. I wouldn't mask up.
The next time you go to the San Diego State press conference, Scoops, I'll give you my mask and they'll let you in.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Joker.
All right, Scoops. See you Monday.
See you Monday, Joker. All right, my fifth pick. You know what? I'm going to do the deal with I'm going to incorporate the Cooper Chevrolet chat. So here are some of my choices, guys. Y'all help me out here. I got Penn State minus 27 at Northwestern. It's a lot of points. Northwestern's horrid. But Penn State
They won last week.
Penn State might run out of interest. Got Oklahoma minus 20 against Iowa State. And I'm going to be honest, that's kind of the way I'm leaning. Iowa State is ooh.
Quick U versus Quick U.
And Oklahoma they're feeling themselves on offense right now.
Nobody's talking about them either.
But they got Texas next week.
It's coming up.
So their attention span might be short. Believe it or not, and this has been good to me, just going against Michigan State has been good for me the last few weeks. It's Iowa minus 12.5. So you're gambling that Iowa can score twice. Which is, it's gambling, right?
So
and then the other one I like Alabama minus 14.5. Those are your choices. I kind of think Alabama figured something out.
I don't. I just think the defense was tired.
You think Ole Miss's defense was tired?
Yeah. I mean, look, what did they give up 2 big plays? They got ran on because they got leaned on, but they gave up what? 2 big pass plays and got leaned on in the second half. Basically, that's what it was. Dude, if you throw, look, I'm gonna say this about Milroe. He has a great game. He throws at 21 and 25, whatever his numbers are. But the one pick was like quarterback 101 mistake. Like, you can't do that. I was like throwing a flat ball into cover 2 in the red zone. That's like you're like saying, "Here, take the ball from me."
All right, got a lot of Bama talk. Penn State's been a covering machine.
Well, you're gonna get a lot of Bama talking here because we got some Ole Miss people in here, so they're gonna tell you to pick against State.
All right, now there's a little bit of swing towards Oklahoma. Let's go there. I'll go Oklahoma -20.
Oklahoma -20
at home against the Cyclones, who are apparently things are just not great.
They got a lot of starters out with the investigation, the old betting deal. All right, Neal. You know what time it is?
It's time for money lines.
It's time for the money lines.
It's time for the money lines. I've gotten 2 of my last 3 money lines right.
You have. I'm low key impressed. That's why you have a lead on me, by the way.
Yes, I know. I'm aware.
Neal, I am going to piss some people off with this money line.
Okay.
This is a very passionate fan base, a very proud fan base. And for some reason, Vegas, along with all the betting public,
I know where you're going now. Okay.
is riding this team as it was last year. Well, it's not last year. It is this year.
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
It's a new
with
year.
a new team.
New team. New year.
Saturday, there's a game going on in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep.
The Tennessee Vols are favored by 12 points.
That is correct.
South Carolina's getting 12 points, Neal. And they don't need them because the South Carolina Gamecocks are going into Knoxville and they are going to repeat what they did to them last year in Columbia, and they are going to beat the ever-loving shit out of the Tennessee Vols. Give me the South Carolina Gamecocks plus 345.
Wow.
On the money line. 345 on the money line. Give that to me. South Carolina money line. I think they beat Tennessee outright. I don't think they need the points. All kidding aside. Look, everybody likes Tennessee. And I say, who are they beating? They had to do a late cover. They had like a 1-score lead late in the game against Virginia. They had a struggle win against Austin Peay. It was 9-6 at halftime. They had to do that. They play a Frank Harris-less UTSA to win last week, and they played one team that everybody was killing, by the way. They played one team in Florida and got just crushed by Florida in every facet of the game. I like South Carolina, what they got going. I thought they looked good last week, especially on offense. If they can protect Spencer Rattler, I think South Carolina not just wins the game, I think South Carolina runs away with it if they can protect it. Well, everybody said that last year. What was the score last year? They know how to stop this stuff.
It was a blowout.
It was like
last
63-10 or something last year.
They
understand.
It was a blowout.
Oh, guess what happened in that game last year? Guess who had to come in and play quarterback in that game?
Hooker got hurt that day.
So who had to play quarterback?
Milton.
Oh, okay.
Now, in fairness to Milton, by the time he came in, that game was decided.
It doesn't matter. They beat them
63.
They scored 63. I'm taking them. I'm taking South Carolina money line plus 345.
Okay. All right. You know what?
Fortune
favors the bold.
The bold.
That's correct. Fortune favors the bold. That is a bold pick. I was down to 3. Thought about South Carolina. I'm sorry, not South Alabama. Plus 130. But I don't want to be mad at Kane. I don't want to be upset at Kane. I'd rather be upset for Kane if it doesn't work out, right?
Ooh.
Hope they win. I'm cheering for the Jags. They don't, though. I just want to, feel for my friend.
Yes.
I don't want to be like, damn it. Right?
Yes.
I'll have that on one of the TVs in here. I'll be like, come on, Kane. And I don't want to leave for Vaught Hemingway at 2:30 in the afternoon mad at Kane.
Okay.
I like Kane. So that's out.
Yes. I know
That's
you do.
out. Thought about Duke. Duke's plus 180. Biggest game in Durham and biggest game that with the ball that's not round in Durham in ever.
It's been a while.
Maybe since the Spurrier era.
Since
Seriously,
the man, Stevie Spurrier.
Maybe Cutcliffe had one.
Well, they went to the
big
ACC
year.
title
Yeah.
game a couple times.
Yeah.
Maybe once. I know in the year 13 or 14 they went.
But I kind of think Notre Dame's winning. Duke might cover, but I kind of think Notre Dame's winning. So I'm not going there.
Okay.
So I didn't find anything else that I liked. And I said, you know what? Both of my girls are going to be in the same place.
Oh, boy.
Big game for that campus. Big game for that. It's the one game that my girls go to and stay at the whole time.
Just let me know when.
You're going to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? Why not? I'll cheer for the girls. Hope it works out. If it doesn't, I'll feel some disappointment with them. And if it does, I didn't know what was happening here. You're back? Oh God. Oh, this will be interesting. Arkansas and Texas A&M play in Jerry World Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning, actually, 11 a.m. Sounds like Rocket Sanders might play. Connor Weigman's not playing. By the way, best wishes to him on his recovery. I hate when kids get hurt. Hate it. It's the worst. This game's always close. Texas A&M wins it 9 out of 10 times, but it's always close. Be careful, be careful, be careful. There you go. There you go. It's always close. So I'm going with Campbell and Caroline, going with the Razorbacks. Woo Pig. Arkansas.
Pig suey.
Arkansas plus 200. Are you going to finish it? You just started the call. You did. Let's see if you know how
Razorbacks.
You did that on the third one. You didn't do it right. It's a bad Woo Pig for you. Bad calling of the Hogs. I got Arkansas. Got Arkansas plus 200 as my money line.
Interesting.
It's a coin toss game.
All right, Neal, real quick before we get to the NFL, games that I liked that I usually do well in because I don't pick them for the show, so that everybody can accuse me. Games I did not pick. I was with you on the Maryland minus 14.5 against Indiana. I think that's a good pick. That was in my pool that you picked for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, talk me out of this one. This is what I'm putting my own money on. Okay. Besides, I do put my money on the picks on the show. Talk me out of this one. Missouri minus 13 at Vandy.
Analytically, the number's right. Missouri's about 13 points better. Missouri's ranked. Might start playing with a little pressure. Going to be a little sleepy. They've played some big games.
But first conference game, right?
Yeah, it's first conference game. My guess is that Missouri pounds them 20 points or so. But if you told me that Vanderbilt did a little backdoor thing because they keep playing and they score and culture and Missouri starts to think ahead a little bit, I could see it. So that's why I kind of avoided it. I don't think there's any question Missouri's going to win the game, but I think 13's about right. So you start playing with half points.
Yeah, Grinds with you in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. He says a sleepy spot for Missouri. But it seemed here's my deal with Vandy, all kidding aside.
Will you fall asleep a little?
Yeah, but here's my thing with
– and they're a little banged up, and so –
but if you can throw the ball or you have an elite receiver, they can have a career day.
I get it. What I'm saying is if you told me that they get up 3 scores late third
backdoor McCready
and Drinkwitz goes, hey, we're not winning a championship at Vanderbilt. Let's keep our powder dry. Yeah, LSU next week at home. So if you it's a sleep spot. It's a sleepy spot where they could just kind of take their foot off the gas. Vanderbilt scores 10 late points, covers, and they win by 12.
Yeah, still gonna bet it though. For whatever reason though, that's
31-20. See, that feels about right. Something like that, where it's 31-7, and they're kids. They start thinking, "Man, we got a big game next week, LSU, and blah blah blah." Next thing you know, he's got some backups in, and Brady Cook's not playing, and their offense gets stagnant, and Vanderbilt gets a couple possessions, and it's 31-20 all of a sudden.
The other money line that I was debating between that I probably am going to bet the money line straight up to try to get value, West Virginia, they're getting 12.5 points at TCU.
Yeah.
Dude, West Virginia is kind of like nobody's paying attention.
No, they've looked really good lately. The
They've
only
either-
thing that would scare me on that one from a money line standpoint is TCU looked really good last week against SMU.
I still can't get out of my head
I-
the first game.
I know.
And
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing
they're-
this Joker
yeah,
thing.
Yes, they're plus 360. They're plus 360.
Yeah. No,
At
it's
12.5
a good
points.
value.
And as good as Penn State is, like that was a game until late.
Yeah.
So there. And then LSU at Ole Miss. LSU's at 2.5 points. That feels like a rat line to me. This game, like I said the other day, is going to go one or two ways, Neal. It's either going to be a very high-scoring game and a true coin flip,
Mhm.
okay? Because that means Ole Miss got the running game going. They're able to throw and catch, which I believe their guys, regardless of what the fans say, I do think Ole Miss is going to be able to get open against those ZBs. They have to protect Dart. They have to get the running game going. If those two things can happen, Ole Miss will score some points.
Yeah.
Okay. LSU is going to score points
Absolutely.
regardless. Okay.
Absolutely.
So this game's going to go one of either two ways. Either it's a high shootout game, like a 30, 44, 39, 40 point game on both sides, and it's a coin flip at the end, or LSU runs away with it. There's no in between. I don't think Ole Miss can run away with it. I don't think it's a particularly like a 10-point. I think that's the two options there.
Sure.
So I would, if I was doing it, which I'm probably going to take LSU minus 2.5 with that, but I think
Yeah.
it can be.
I picked LSU to cover. I am my other job, my work hat,
Yeah.
is a little concerned about the fallout from that. So
Yeah, it can be one or two ways, but I think the way Ole Miss wins this game is in a high scoring shootout.
I agree completely. Because I agree with you. Listen, LSU's going to score. People just can say what you want. That offense is elite.
I love their
There's-
scheme, man.
And they just have players too. And people do the thing about their front, and this, that, and the other. I'm like, look, and they figured it out with Diggs. They've got a running back now. He kind of fits Kelly's personality. He had him at Notre Dame. He's got him back at LSU. There's more to their receiving core than just Neighbors. Daniels is playing terrific football. If you just go look at his numbers, he's playing terrific football. He's making really good decisions. Their offense got tested last week because they give in the second half, they make one mistake, they lose. They make one mistake, one turnover, 1 3 and out, and they're in trouble because their defense was having a very difficult time with Arkansas in the second half. And not only did they kind of just the one thing about that game, as crazy as it was, and I watched it, we signed off at halftime of our post-game show. So I watched the whole second half. And the one thing that was obvious was even as Arkansas came back and they tied it, I think twice.
Yeah.
Got a 2-point conversion to tie it. Got a touchdown to tie it. Even the whole time, I never got the feeling that LSU was going to lose that game. And it was because of the poise of Jalen Daniels. There was a shot on the sideline late in the game of KJ Jefferson just standing there. And he had this look on his face like, if it were any other quarterback. And I think that's the deal. I mean, look, I think Ole Miss has to play well. They have to score. They have to establish the running game. Dart has to play well. Doesn't play perfect, but he has to play well. He's played really well, and they're going to have to hit some deep shots. And they've got to score points because otherwise it's the tennis match thing. I've used this analogy a little bit this week. You're playing a team. You're playing a guy that has a really strong serve. And you've got to serve the same way. You're not going to break his serve a bunch. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're not going to break his serve a bunch. So when you get your serve broken, you're vulnerable. And so Ole Miss has to serve really well in this match.
All right, as a fan, something to keep an eye on in this game. I will be shocked if Lane does not have a new running scheme for this week.
Oh, I agree completely.
You're not going to see inside-outside zone jet sweep. I don't know what it is,
Right.
and I don't have any. This is not sourced. I just know Lane. He's not going to do that. He's going to pull something out.
Well, no, he's not going
to run the ball.
He's not going to go down without fighting.
Yeah. He'll have a run scheme.
I give him credit, and we'll get off this topic. On Monday, he said, "Hey, look, we have to run it."
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to do that deal where you just go into essentially the fun and gun. They're not built for that. They don't have the tools for that. That's not who they are. They're going to have to run the ball, and if they can't run the ball, you don't want to be people. I've seen people taking shots at LSU's defense in the back end, and the back end's pretty shaky.
That front's not.
But you don't want to be 3rd and 11,
No,
3rd
no.
and 12, 3rd and 13 against these guys.
Get your
It's a
four.
recipe. It's a recipe for scoop and score. It's bad. That they have some serious speed off the edge.
No doubt. All right, now let's go to the NFL. Would you
Yep.
like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll start tonight. The Lions are in Green Bay. I'm not sure why this line's what it is. Maybe it's a rat line, and I'm going to fall for it. If it is, I'm walking right into the trap. Give me Detroit -2 at Lambeau.
Damn. Neal, my first pick. I didn't know if you knew this or not, but tonight on Amazon Prime, the Detroit Lions are going to Green Bay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Detroit is 2-point favorites on the road.
Heard about that.
You heard about that?
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little ratty line. I don't know if you heard that either. It seems to be a little bit of a rat line.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Neal,
Yep.
I am falling into the trap with you.
Okay. We'll die together.
We'll die together. I'm taking the Lions -2 at the Packers. This is actually seems to be kind of where I start finding my NFL stride a little bit. Yeah, you're going to win some games, lose some games, all that stuff. But there's a difference in the quality of competition and what kind of team they are. Look, at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions are a better football team
Yeah.
than the Packers.
And we're really disrespecting Jared Goff.
Yeah.
We're doing this deal with Jared Goff. Had some bad years earlier in his career. He's not having a bad year now. This is actually year 2 of him playing at a really high level in Detroit.
And if I'm not mistaken, they've beaten the Packers 5 straight times. 4 or 5
I
straight
know they
times.
beat them last season at the end of the
But
year.
it's 4
Yeah.
or 5 straight times
Yeah.
they've beaten them.
Yeah.
I think the Lions win. I got a -2. I think they win by at least
All
3.
Big game in Buffalo this weekend. The Miami Dolphins head to Orchard Park, I think is what it's
They do.
called.
Jalen Waddle cleared concussion protocol, by the way.
Buffalo is a 2.5-point favorite.
That surprise you?
Yes. The Bills are getting a lot of this home field respect. It's fine, whatever. Miami's beating them. Give me Miami +2.5.
Neal, I have that on my list. I'll let it go. I will personally bet the exact same bet with my own money, just so you know. That's one of I got 7 of my own money bets. That's one of them. I agree with that pick. The total's 54. I looked at that too. I think this could end up being a high scoring game.
Yeah, it could. I don't hate that over. It's a lot of points to
It's
do.
a lot of points in NFL, but
Yeah.
I think it goes over. All right, Neal. In Houston, Texas this week, the Houston Texans are hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They are.
The Steelers are 3-point favorites. And Neal, they're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, they're going to be pissed off because they got home late because their plane messed up.
Yep.
They took their entire off day sitting on a runway
That
and at
sucks.
FBO in Kansas City, matter of fact, of
That
all
sucks.
places, to finally get home. They're going to Houston, Texas, that's playing without both starting tackles, that's
Yeah.
going to have to block J.J. Watt and company. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers -3 on the road at the Houston Texans.
You ever heard about what's good for the goose is also good for the gander?
I have heard that before.
Pittsburgh's heading to Houston this weekend.
I heard.
The Steelers a 2.5-point favorite.
Oh, you got them at 2.5?
I had them at 2.5.
I'll take.
Let's see.
Don't look. I'll take it. 2.5.
I'm with
2.5,
you. I'm
they're
with
called.
you. Steelers -2.5 at Houston.
This is where they're going to be. We're either going to be getting made fun of Monday or telling everybody to kiss our ass. All right, Neal.
Yep.
Sunday morning at Wembley Stadium
Okay, I don't have this one. Go ahead.
at 8:30 in the morning,
It's very good.
the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars will be breaking crumpets and drinking tea.
See, you have developed a thing for the Falcons, and much like you're accusing me of having for San Diego State, you just pick against them
How
mercilessly.
do you know where I'm going with this?
I just have a feeling. Go ahead. breaking crumpets and drinking tea.
I don't know what else we'll do. We'll ride double-decker buses.
Share a pint. Have
Share-
a pint.
That's in Scotland, though, isn't it?
No.
They do that in
Oh, yeah.
Wembley, too?
Did you not watch Ted Lasso?
I did.
They always have a pint.
They did have a pint. But while the Falcons are playing soccer, the Jacksonville Jaguars will be playing football in
Yeah.
Wembley Stadium.
Right.
Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars -3 hosting or at Wembley against the Falcons on Sunday morning. Look, I think this is a get-right game. The Jags, they got to get their shit together. We're talking about them being a really good football team. They kind of look like they've regressed a little bit. This is a get-right game against the Falcons overseas. They're like 1-2. They have to win this game. If they want to win the do what they want to do, losing to the Texans embarrassingly
Yes.
at home last week, they have to get right. The Falcons are who they are. They're terrible. Give me the Jags -3.
Okay. I like that. I agree with you. All right. I'm going to Nashville. Heading to Nashville. Not really, but I'm theoretically
heading there.
I thought about getting up Sunday morning and heading to Nashville, but I would hate myself Sunday night. I would be so mad at myself Sunday night.
Enjoy life, baby. We only get one of them.
I know, but boy, it'd be tough.
So you go hang out with your daughter?
She won't be there. Remember, she's going to be in Dallas.
That's correct. She'll be calling the Hogs with a Joker.
She'll be calling the Hogs with the Joker.
Stay in her apartment.
Caroline. No.
Does she have roommates?
Yes.
that would be creepy on the next level.
Yeah. No, I'm never going to be that guy.
Hey, little boys and girls, would you like some candy?
No.
Don't do it.
No, don't worry. It's never crossed my mind. The good news with Campbell, the oldest, is in the event that Arkansas gets smoked, by 3 o'clock, she won't care. I mean, I know what state she'll be in.
Yeah.
Two states, the state of Texas and probably a state of inebriation. I mean, let's be real. I'm not stupid. Caroline's the one that probably be pretty into the game.
Yeah.
She'll be the one that's into the game and a little pissed off. She was a little pissed off last week.
Okay.
Yeah, she was doing that. I'm really proud of my team. And I was like, you didn't even know who they were playing. And
It's all it counts.
yeah. All right. I'm gonna go to Nashville though. I know the Bengals are working through some stuff with Burrow, but at least they have Burrow. Tennessee wishes they had Burrow. Tennessee wishes they had something. Anything other than Zach Wilson, I think they might do it.
Wow.
Tannehill's just playing poorly.
Or Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, or Desmond. Tannehill's playing poorly. Bengals, what they don't get credit for the other night, so much focus on Burrow and in your words, the fix. They played well defensively. I think they'll play well defensively in Nashville. Give me Cincinnati -2.5 against the Titans.
I have it at 2 if you want to check it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be happy to.
Just check it. I mean, I did it this morning.
Let's see.
Unless it's moved.
I'll check it real quick. Odds NFL. Where is it? Buffalo. There it is. 2.5.
Okay. She moved on me. All right, Neal. I have 2 picks left. And it was mentioned in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. The Los Angeles Rams are traveling to Indianapolis.
Yep. Interesting game.
Interesting game.
Yep. Is Richardson playing?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I would prefer him to play. The spread is a pick'em. Give me the Los Angeles Rams as a pick'em against the Colts.
It's actually Rams -1.
Rams -1.
There you go.
See, that's what's messed up. I help you with spreads.
I'm being accurate.
And you hurt me with spreads.
I'm accurate.
I give you points. You take away points from me.
I'm just trying to be accurate.
Can you believe he does me like that? He's really wanting me to do this haunted house thing.
I do. And
That's
there's
fine.
a lot of people that want that. It's not going to happen. But
I will take the Rams -1. Same thing. Rams -1 on the road at Indianapolis. I think the Rams are a decent team, man. I do. I think they got freaking screwed in Cincinnati the other night. I think they got explosive weapons on the outside. I think defensively they're good enough. I do. I kind of like the Rams. I think they've had some moments. They went and laid an Easter egg up in Buffalo, but I like the Rams as -1.
All right, I'm down to 2 games from my last one.
Yep.
I'm down to the Eagles -8 against the Commanders in Washington, and I'm down to the Chiefs, which is the way I'm leaning. Chiefs -9.5 at the Jets. It's a Sunday night game. This is the Jets' last stand, but they're awful offensively.
Will Taylor Swift be there?
The word is that she will be there.
Wow. Will she be sitting in the suite with Aaron Rodgers, though?
This is something I can't speak to. That would be interesting if suddenly she switched football players.
Dude, that would be the all-time.
That would be the all-time troll.
That would be the all-time troll for Aaron Rodgers to just mess with the psyche of the Chiefs in the middle of the pregame when because all the cameras would be going up there. Sunday night, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Only game on TV. Just Aaron Rodgers cruise up there and just hang out next to old Taylor Swift. That would be the all-time boss move.
That would be. That would be.
So what you going to do, homie?
All right, I'm looking at one more thing.
Hey, Hardman says FanDuel has it Rams +1.
Well, I'm
Right.
looking at DraftKings.
I mean, what are we doing?
What would you do with this Denver-Chicago line? Two of them.
All right, so
Denver minus 3.5 is the route,
all right, so
isn't it?
I'm glad you said that. All right, so our good friend Bob
Yeah.
sent me a text today. You know, Bob's a big Bears fan.
Yeah. The Bears.
And so this is coming from our good friend Bob. He says, to all the Justin Fields haters on why the Bears don't win, here's why the Bears don't win right here. This is the defense under a defensive-minded head coach, all right? The Bears' defense over the last 2 seasons combined under Matt, is it Eberflus or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
32nd in EPA per play, 32nd in drop back efficiency, 32nd in pressure rate, 32nd in pressure weight with a 4-man rush, 32nd in sacks per game, and 32nd in yards conceded per snap. DFL in all those categories on defense.
Wow. They're horrible. Oh, it's not just Fields.
Yeah.
But he's lost.
He is lost. Lost ball.
At some point, they're at the point where you're better off losing. I mean, you're better off just.
They're there.
Oh, that's right. They do.
What's that?
They have the Panthers pick also.
Ooh. What if they get 1 and 2? They go get both quarterbacks and let them fight it out for preseason.
That would be a Bears thing to do.
That would be the
that
Bears
would be
thing
the
to do.
Bears thing to do.
That would be a boss move too for trade bait.
Well, if they were smart,
Yeah.
they would use it as trade bait. All right, now I'm all over the place. I'm searching. Something's gonna hit me, and I'm gonna go. That's the way I'm going. Washington's just spunky enough to cover 8 points. That's the problem there.
It's a tough week in the NFL.
It is a tough week in the NFL. All right, I'm gonna do one on the fly.
I like it.
I don't hate Denver.
Flip a coin.
I don't hate Minnesota minus 4.5 at Carolina. Vikings.
Is Dalton playing or Young playing?
See where Justin Jefferson did a tweet about you don't know what you have until it's gone?
Don't know what you
Did you see that?
No.
Because he's leaving.
He is, or is Cousins leaving?
I don't know, but Justin's leaving.
Where is he going?
I'm telling you, his next stop, he will be a Cincinnati Bengal.
Well, isn't Kirk Cousins to the Jets a hot rumor?
It's a hot rumor.
Oh, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. That doesn't particularly scare me.
No, I would rather have. If I'm picking the other team, I would rather have him at quarterback than Dalton.
Dalton's a seasoned enough pro to protect the ball and do some stuff.
Well, you got Bryce Young, whose thing is to move with a messed up wheel.
All right, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna go Minnesota, the Vikings minus 4.5 in Charlotte.
Bob joined us in the Cooper Chevrolet chat and said, "Bears suck." I love Bob. All right, Neal, my last game. Last week, Neal, I gave them a chance, and they burned me. America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, were huge favorites last week, and they went on the road to Arizona and just got throttled. This week, they're at home versus the New England Patriots. Well, Neal, the Cowboys are favored by 6.5. And guess what, Neal? It's not enough. I don't think I think the Cowboys run away with this game. I don't think offensively the Patriots can move the ball enough against that defense. They can't do what it takes. I don't think they have the athletic quarterback. I don't think they run the ball well enough. I think the Cowboys have to bounce back here. They had a rough week. I'm taking the Cowboys minus 6.5 at home against the Patriots.
All right. Okay. That's a good pick. I tend to agree with that. All right.
You got one more, right?
No. I went first on
You went first on that one?
on NFL.
Okay. That's all I got today.
Yeah,
boss.
I got Lions, Dolphins, Bengals, Steelers, Vikings.
Okay. I have the Steelers, Rams, Cowboys, Jags, and Lions. Yep, that's
There
5
you
and
go.
5. That's all I got today, boss.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. We've been brought to you, as always, by our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got everything you need to push your limits and achieve all of your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Also, guys, I want to thank everybody in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. Remember, September is running out, so we got like 3 days. So make sure if you want to get this great financing, so during September, you get 3.9% financing. And with our current rate, you better go get it while you can. For 72 months for the new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and no payments for 90 days. Go check them out at Cooper Chevrolet Buick in Anniston and go to cooperchevrolet.com for more.
All right, thanks again to Kane Womack for his time on Thursday. Always appreciate him.
And our guy Cole.
Our guy Cole's here. I think he's already working on the social media graphic as he speaks. So we'll have this to you in podcast form later out as well. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button. Follow us on TikTok. Tell a friend, steal a friend's computer, follow them on TikTok, and all that stuff. So have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Take care.